Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Vitruvian Physique. Thank you for stopping by. Today I want to do an informational video, which is almost going to be like a follow-up or a sequel to my previous video. It was Liftmas episode 1, Heavy-ish Bench Day. If you guys haven't seen that video, you should go check it out. It's got some vlog footage, it's got some lifting footage, it's got some ladybugs and fast cars. What I say? What? And more importantly, it also had a 2 to 3 minute summary at the end where I kind of outlined my current powerlifting style programming, and in particular an Excel sheet, which a lot of you guys have had questions on, pretty much saying, what is it, how does it work, where can I get it, is this something which you're going to make publicly available? And the answer is 100% yes. It's kind of like that, what's that quote, ask and you shall receive. You guys have done the asking. It's my job on my channel to do, to facilitate the receiving. But before I get into that, I wanted to take some time to actually explain what it is, how it works, why are you doing this, are there, other options? It's kind of like that saying, give a man a fish and you fed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you fed him for a lifetime. Well, I say, screw that, guys. Secret option number 3, I'm gonna give you guys a fish. I'm gonna teach you guys to fish. You're gonna fish, I'm gonna fish, we're all gonna fish. Happy, good, fun times had by all lifting heavy things. But before I get into that, I wanted to mention my personal experience with powerlifting. As you guys know, this channel focuses mainly on things like bodybuilding, aesthetics, men's physique, in general, physical development. But at the same time, I really admire and enjoy powerlifting as well, as almost like a second priority. I really like the idea of building a physique that doesn't just look like it could lift 500 pounds, it actually can lift 500 pounds. I'm almost in a sense disappointed when I see guys who are like, way bigger than me, like 10 to 20 pounds of muscle on me at the same height. And then, we go to the gym together and they're lifting like 80% of my warm up. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? It's all for show. So that is not the case here. And, if you guys feel the same way, then fantastic. We have something in common and hopefully you will enjoy this video. So like I said, I enjoy powerlifting. I have a pretty good fundamental knowledge of it. I've competed in 2 officially sanctioned powerlifting meets. But like I said, it is my second priority. So if you guys are super, super into it and this is 100% your priority, there are some videos I think you should check out, or channels, in addition to mine, of course, such as you got Lane Norton. He's a natural bodybuilder turned very high level elite natural powerlifter, I think he even has some world records or something like that. He's crazy strong. Brett Gibbs, one of the strongest people on the planet for his size. Johnny Candido, a very popular YouTuber as well, so most of you guys have probably already heard of him. Great channel. He really breaks things down very well, and he has a lot of advanced and basic tips. But this video is going to be very helpful to, I think, 95% of my viewers who may be interested in getting stronger, but they don't want to get too advanced. They just kind of want an introduction. And in this video, I'm going to introduce, 1 to 2 of the most basic concepts which I think you need, which I have learned myself over the course of, a few years into powerlifting when it comes to getting stronger. Okay, so this is one of the most basic concepts when it comes to getting stronger: progressive overload. So what this essentially means is the ability to consistently, slowly and gradually, but consistently increase the weight that you are lifting. So I've gone ahead up and thrown up a visual representation of this in Excel. I just, threw some random numbers in there, which I think, are a good example or case. So the red lines are reps. So ideally, let's say this individual is trying to work 3 sets of 10 for their workouts, whether it be the bench, squat, deadlift, whatever, which gives you a total of 30 reps. And his weight, he started at 0 and then he was able to go up rather quickly, congratulations. Every week he was able to put on, 10 pounds or 5 pounds, whatever increment you want to use or whatever time you want to use, days, months, weeks, whatever. Obviously you want to do it as fast as you can within reason. He was able to, increase the weights, and he kept his reps at 3 sets of 10 because he was able to do the desired rep range. Congratulations. The world keeps spinning, everything looks good. Then shit hits the fan. He can no longer do the desired rep range. It drops down. It's at like 25, 24, whatever. Maybe instead of doing 10, 10, 10, he's doing like 10, 8, 6, or 3 sets of 8 or whatever. Point is, at this weight which he has, worked up to, he can no longer do the desired rep range. What you have to do at that case is keep the weight the same. There's no point in you increasing weight. If you can do the target rep range at that weight and you move up the weight, it's going to get even worse. Instead of doing, in this case, in this individual's case, instead of doing 8, 8, 8, he's going to end up doing like 8, 7, 4, 2 or whatever. Either way, you're going to slowly try to work up your reps in this case until you are back up to the desired rep range, and then congratulations, what you've earned is the ability to increase the weight, and the process repeats again. So after you've increased the weight, your rep range is going to plummet once again. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's inevitable, and that's how this weight, progressively in segments slowly over time moves up. And theoretically, ideally, in a perfect world, you'd be able to do this indefinitely. And for most of you, 95% of my viewers, this is the case. If you're, lifting 200, 300, 400 pounds on a squat or whatever, that's probably what will happen to you. Only once you get into super advanced levels of strength, we're talking like 500, 600, 700 pounds on the squat. At that point, you probably need to change your strategy up, go for something a little bit more advanced. Otherwise, you might not progress, you will stagnate, and you might feel demotivated and just be like, okay, fuck this.
Fuck it all, fuck it all, don't give a shit anymore.
But like I said, 95% of you, this is okay. And this is essentially the fundamental backbone behind most, at least, powerlifting programs, which I will be introducing in this video, of varying difficulties and varying levels of experience, starting with the very basic starting strength. So, Starting Strength was a program made by Mark Rippetoe. It got very popular in the online world on things like bodybuilding.com, 4chan, especially like that /fit thread or whatever it's called. This is an excellent basic, novice program, especially for individuals who, maybe they're in the gym for just a couple months and they've gotten an understanding of the form and fundamental movements of the squat, the bench press, the deadlift. They know how to do it. So now it's time to start slowly putting on some muscle mass and slowly increasing your strength and your size. And you can do this program for, a while. You can do it indefinitely if you really wanted to. But most people do it for, 1, 2, 3, potentially years, at least in my opinion. Then they want to move up to something a little bit more advanced. A different version of Starting Strength would be Jason Blaha's Ice Cream Fitness 5x5 Novice program, Novice being the keyword. From what I've heard, again, I've never tried either of these programs myself, Starting Strength or this alternative version, because once I actually heard about them, I was already too advanced in terms of strength, size, whatever. So me doing them would be a downgrade. But again, nothing wrong with that, guys. We all have to start somewhere, and this is a fantastic starting point. This program is pretty much the exact same thing as Starting Strength from what I hear. It's just it incorporates more accessory movements. You got your workout A, workout B, rest days in between. Very simple. Here's your workout A, here's your workout B. And then you've got these accessory movements, like I said. Accessory movements are smaller isolation machine or dumbbell, whatever exercises, which aren't part of your main 3 to 4 compound lifts, such as your bench, squat, deadlift. And you could also add in the overhead press or military press, as some people call it. So these accessory movements are a little bit more for hypertrophy or like bodybuilding style training. They might be in a little bit of a higher rep range. So this is when you get into the standard 3 sets of 8, 2 to 3 sets of 10, things of that nature. So either the Starting Strength program or this Ice Cream Fitness 5x5 Novice program, whichever one you want. Either one, good options. Give it a try if you are new. If you are a little bit stronger than that, let's say you've got like a 2-plate bench, 3-plate squat, 4-plate deadlift, which is 225, 315, and 405 pounds respectively. Congratulations, you can move up to an intermediate level program such as 531. This is a very popular program, which I think anybody who's even remotely serious about powerlifting at one point in their careers have tried. I did this program last year. I enjoyed it. I did it for 8 months. I was able to put on 95 pounds to my raw total. I think it was 45 or 50 pounds of which was solely on my squat, which is very good because the squat is something which I was struggling with. So this is 531. This is an Excel sheet which kind of outlines everything. There are some instructions, some questions that ask things like what's your current 1 rep max or projected 1 rep max, meaning that you don't know what your current 1 rep max is because you haven't tried it recently, because you haven't gotten around to it, or perhaps you're afraid of injury, going too heavy for too low reps. So in that case, you can put your top set PR. So, 400 for 3 reps, 800 for 8 reps, whatever. And it's going to estimate your 1 rep max based on, there are some like constants and calculations, some scientific articles which allow you to estimate what the most weight you can lift based on X amount of pounds lifted for X amount of reps, whatever. So then you have this Excel sheet, and it's very simple. Each cycle is going to be composed of 4 weeks. You've got 5, 3, and then 5, 3, 1 based rep schemes. And then finally in week 4, you do a deload week, in which case you kind of take it a bit easier and kind of relax, rest up your body, your central nervous system, because in cycle 2 or the next cycle, you're going to be increasing the weight by a small amount, whether it be 10 pounds on your squat, 5 pounds on your bench, whatever. Point is, get ready, you're moving up. And that's the point. That's the whole point of this progressive overload. Consistently, gradually putting a little bit, 5, 10 pounds here or there on your lifts, cycle to cycle, until you are lifting way more than you do, somewhere down the line. Again, if this sounds a little bit complicated, download the Excel sheet, look at the attached PDFs, which everything will be included in the video description down below. Take a look, read through it, and if you guys ever have any questions, let me know in the comments. Either way, this is a fantastic program, great for intermediate lifters, but if you are finding that this is too easy and you are very serious about powerlifting, you want to take it to the next level, a level I might add that I have never even gotten to because, the next step, option number 3, this is the big leagues, guys. Welcome to Smolov. This is that craziest, one of the craziest powerlifting programs out there. It was developed by like Russian powerlifters / scientists sometime in like the 70s or 80s or something. It makes crazy promises. I mean, look at this, adding up to 100 pounds on your squat in 13 weeks. Guys, that's insane. It's astronomical. I put 50 pounds on my squat in, a year, let alone 100 pounds in 13 weeks. But to be honest, guys, I have seen this program and, it really does stand up to it because it is hard stuff. Here's the Excel sheet which accompanies it. It's based on cycles. You've got your introductory microcycle, base mesocycle, and then switching, and then you've got an intense mesocycle. This program is very intense. You are going to be focusing on heavy weight for low reps. As you can tell, 3, 2x5, 4 rep sets. And one thing to note is this program can only be run for one exercise at a time. So unlike 531 or starting strength, which focuses on all of your lifts, your squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, Smolov only focuses on one lift, which is maybe why it's so intense and you get such profound effects, because instead of diversifying your energy and your time, you focus just on one lift. It's designed for the squat, but you can do whatever you want theoretically. You can do the bench press, you can do the deadlift, you can even do bicep curls if you wanted to, although I do not recommend that in the slightest. This allows you to focus all your efforts on one lift and just make crazy gains in a short period of time, during which time the other lifts that you are not working out, according to Smolov, I would just do regular programming with, perhaps something standard like, 4 to 5 sets of 6 to 8 or 4 to 6 reps. So this is extremely intense. If you guys are up to this level, then congratulations. That is intense stuff. At this point, you're probably, shooting laser beams out of your eyes and rescuing airplanes out of the sky, and you're essentially 1/4 Kryptonian because this is hard stuff. Another fourth option is my program, which is what I have been doing. This is referred to as Smolov Jr. Now, there's a bit of a name, confusion, because I know that some people call it August 753. Although if you look at August's earlier videos, a year or two ago, when he started doing this programming, he actually talked about how he adapted his program from Smolov Jr. That's where he got the original percentages and set/rep schemes from. So essentially, you've got your cycles 1, 2, 3, infinity, whatever. You've got your 4 major lifts, which you are going to be doing, ideally every week. But again, guys, nothing is set in stone. If you were able to do all 4 of your lifts in 4 days, not requiring any rest days, then congratulations. You're probably, made of like titanium or something, but whatever. And if you need more rest periods, and you need a lot of rest days in between, take whatever you need, obviously to a minimum, but you guys know your body, better than some guy on YouTube does. So the way it works is each cycle is going to consist of 3 weeks worth of workouts. So each of these workouts right here, that's not like sets or exercises in one day. That is a week's worth of workouts. So week 1, you do 5 sets of 7 at 75% of your projected or current 1 rep max. And you do that for all of your lifts, your bench, deadlift, overhead press, and squat. Then second week, or after however many rest days you've taken, you can do 7 sets of 5 at 80% of your 1 rep max. Again, all 4 of your lifts, and then finally 10 sets of 3 for all of your lifts. So as you can tell, this is very high weight, high volume in terms of sets, very low reps. That's how powerlifting works. Your body responds way better in terms of strength to heavy, consistent, short bursts of central nervous system stimulation. Essentially, you're kicking your body's ass for a short burst of time, multiple times, as opposed to bodybuilding, where you were trying to get the best pump, the best, hypertrophy-based rep range, which is like 8, 10, 12 reps. That is not the case at all for powerlifting. It's always about, in this case, less really is more being weight, less being reps. So once you have completed cycle 1, assuming you have done all the reps, everything is complete, you were able to do the target rep range, congratulations, it's time to move to cycle 2. Now, cycle 2 is going to be done the exact same way, except it's time to put on more weight. So what you do is you go to here, these columns on the right, and you're able to, set whatever increases you want. So let's say I want to do 10 pounds increases on my bench. I want to do a 10-pound increase on my deadlift. As you can tell right here in this red column, these numbers will change. Now it's 410 up from 400. 5 sets of 7 went from 300 up to 5 sets of 7 at 308, 328, 349, etc., etc. Let's say your overhead press, on the other hand, was fairly difficult. You were able to complete all the reps, but just barely. It was not easy at all. Let's only go up 5 pounds. That way we're still increasing our strength. We're still, gradually progressing, but we don't want to make too high jumps in terms of weight in increments, because that's when you end up failing. That's when you end up, risking injury. Your form breaks down. Guys, do not get ahead of yourself. This is a marathon, first and foremost. It is not a race. Let's say on your squat, the inverse happened. You were not able to complete the reps, unfortunately. Maybe you were supposed to do 10 sets of 3. You only got 7 sets of 3. Then you had to either give up, or you did instead of 3 reps, you did 2, 2, 1 or something. So you tried hard, but you were not able to complete it. In this case, I recommend you stick with a nice 0 increase. Try to do that squat cycle again the following month or week or whatever. I highly recommend it, because if you can't do it, there's no point in you increasing the weight, because your reps are just going to go down even worse. I highly recommend that you just take the time and really focus on increasing your squat. Now just try to do better than you did the previous month, and try to hit that rep range, which you could not do. Theoretically, if you were not able to do it and it was so poorly that you actually were, you couldn't even do half of it, guys, you may even have to decrease the weight by putting in a negative value, like -5 or -10, and potentially trying to recreate the cycle at a lesser weight. It sucks, but once again, guys, this is a marathon. I do not want any of you guys to hurt yourselves or do something stupid. Do not train with your ego, train with your muscles, train with your body. So that's about it, guys. This is my program. This is what I am running right now. I hope you guys will enjoy this Excel sheet, which I have laid out. Again, I'm not the original creator of any of these set rep schemes or percentages. I just created a nice organized format. So if you guys like this video, and if you like this Excel sheet and you guys are using it, you're finding it helpful, let me know. It would really make me happy that I'm being at least a little bit helpful in your physical development goals. Leave this video a like, leave it a comment, head over and you can subscribe. Oh man, look at this. Look at this video, high quality stuff right here. White walls combination, looking good. Video is a little bit blurry. Did I do that on purpose for artistic effect, or do I just not know how to edit? You'll never know. Sexy hat sitting on 1/4 of the head. Maximum hotness. Overall, 10 out of 10. Woodbank/subscribe. Subscribe. Damn it, guys, there isn't a subscribe button when I'm viewing my own video. Okay, whatever. You guys get the picture. All right, I will see you in the next video, and I hope you found this helpful.